Hello, I'm Vonnie Pytel. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for REVitalize Investment. We call it REV for short. And I'm here with Ray Urrutia, the CEO of REV, to talk to you today about this digital platform for real estate investors that is disrupting the industry and taking it by storm. Hi, Ray. How are you? An exciting time for REV, isn't it?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Yes, it is an exciting time. We are moving quickly and vigorously to deploy and change the real estate investor experience.
Great. Hey, Ray, can you introduce to us REV and tell us about this revolutionary company?
Yes, I can. REVitalize Investment and REV platform was designed by investors for investors. And what do I mean by that? We are currently our investors ourselves. And one of the frustrations that we've had in the marketplace over the last many years, and I've been doing this for about 17, 18 years, is find a steady flow of properties and actually the right representative of those properties, and then funding. And we've gone through the gambit of private lending, equity lending, hard money, soft money, you name the money, we have gone through it. And it's always changing every day and always wanting more information. And the reality is, back in certain types of time frames, asset-based lending was the best. So we bring two things to the table: one, sellers, and two, funding.
That's great. So how is this going to benefit our viewers?
Well, today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the top three takeaways, who we are as a company, the problem with real estate investors and product and also funding, and then why become a member.
Okay, great.
With the top three takeaways, when you listen to this presentation, is automation. What do we mean by that? What we're trying to do to change the real estate investor experience is bring technology to the investing process by selection of properties, the processing of properties, and direct funding. In the selection area criteria, what we're trying to do is that you will tell us what you're looking for when you join us or come into our platform. And in return, we give those properties and that selection criteria, we feed that back to you in a form of an Excel spreadsheet or a text message or an email. The processing itself is automated from the time you say, yes, I want this property, and you put your bid in. The other two pieces within that bid are going to be a letter of intent, or referred to as LOI, and also a proof of funds, also known as a POF. And if you need funding, we'll take that into consideration and what you're going to be looking for, but all that will be part of it. On the direct funding side, automation and being automated is that we're looking for, it's going to be asset-based. It's based on the real estate, what the cost is versus fixed-up cost versus end market value, and all those calculations, and then we look at that piece of property. So as an example, if you pay, it's worth $100,000 and you're going to pay $70,000 for it, it takes you $20,000 to fix it, we know that that margin is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to back off from that, and we will let you know that through algorithms and other things that we are familiar with that make judgments from an automated standpoint. Speed to market, we're just going to simplify the process. We need to act faster and quicker in terms of funding, selection, and direction. And to close transactions faster, our goal there is, if it's being funded through our through our RevUpX direct funding, then we want to be able to close in 5 to 10 business days. And if we go to anybody else, it's really challenging for them to do that. Now, there has been rare cases where that can be done, but I think we'll be more consistent about it. So you start with us, you stay with us.
Wow, you make that sound so simple. Is there more to it than what you're describing and talking about? I mean, is there a little more detail that you can give us?
Yeah, I think the overview of, again, trying to make it simple, because it is simple in the way investing should be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our processes that we've gone through over the last 10 or 15 years, especially since the foreclosure crisis that we had back in 06, 07, 08, has really changed the fundamentals of the way people do things. Yeah. But at the end of the day, real estate's real estate. So yep. What we're doing is saying, okay, we have a piece of real estate worth X in a present condition. You as an investor say, I can put X into it or Y into it to make it better, and I'm going to sell it for Z.
Mm-hmm.
But if it takes you from, and currently it may take you 5 months to get to that point, we're saying it's make it quicker. Because if you're building a business out of this, you want to be able to do that faster, not necessarily in terms of where error occurs, but in terms of the process.
Mm-hmm.
Select quicker because we're setting your selection criteria based on what you're looking for. Fund it faster because we understand the asset, and then process it, and then you do what you got to do, and then come back again and do it all over.
Great. Great.
Who are we? We are real estate investors first and foremost. We're investing today. We invest in our own product. We invest and have been for the last many years. So when we look at this platform, we're looking through an investor's eyes, not a banker's eyes or a technology's eyes. We're looking at what the tools that need to be necessary to complete a project. And that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Within our company, we are drawing from 40 years of real estate investing and 7 years of marketing and sales experience. So we're packaging this properly so you, as an investor, you walk into our platform and you dial into it through the internet, that you're going to be wowed, I believe, because of the things we can do, and secondarily, in the speed at which we do them. And when you look at this, combine this all with analytical tools, all the things that go with it, the title insurance and appraisals, we'll have all that online. So once you step in, you should be able to complete the task from cradle to grave, and then do your investing, and then do it all over again. We will benefit you by bringing many sellers to the table. That way you're not doing the research on them. The only thing you're looking at is a piece of property. Making a decision to bid and moving forward.
Great. Well, I do have a question for you. Do the investors who are and become REV members, do they have to be seasoned investors with tons and tons of experience?
No, they don't. And so if you look at the model we're painting, one of the reasons we created this model was because we know the smaller investors don't have access to large pools of property, and they definitely don't have access to funding. If you're a new investor, you'll never be funded by private equity, unless you have 3 or 4 people personally guaranteeing it for you, and then you better have everything perfect on your side, but they won't touch you. There's a lot of reasons why for that. We'll talk about that in a few minutes here.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So does REV have the answers to these questions? I mean, you're presenting all these questions, but do we have solutions through REV?
Yes, we do. And that's one of the reasons we created this also, is that to be a bottleneck or to be another tool out there is actually to be an answer. So when you look at the 2 biggest problems facing investors today is a steady flow of property. Most small investors, the ones that do 1 or 2 a year or 3 a year, will utilize the MLS, multiple listed service, through their local real estate companies that they do business with. And then in the funding side, like I put down here, which is 10 or 12 years ago, if you were alive and you were breathing, you get loans, and sometimes you got them overfunded. Yeah. So, and the private money has really changed along the banking area because of the change in our regulatory system through the government with Dodd-Frank, and put parameters on what they can or cannot do, what they cannot say, and what type of loans they actually make. I think that's going to be disappearing shortly, but in the meantime, what we're doing is so radical and different that it will be in abundance, that we can do it faster, quicker, and better. So to answer your question, you don't have to be seasoned. Having some experience is always beneficial in any case.
Yeah. But you've got options to be able to help the newbie versus an experienced investor.
Yes.
Great.
So we look at the issues and challenges some investors have, and REV is being a solution. We work with a steady flow of supply because we have relationships with anywhere from 3 to 10 to 20 sellers at any given time. Some have more product than others, some have less, but we deal within the REO world, the non-performing note world, the performing note world, the performing rental portfolio world that we could bring to the table. And when you have those many options in front of you, now it's just your choice based on your selection criteria that you provide us to get back to you, then you make decisions from there. REVUpX is our direct funding link to get you funded based on the property, based on some of your experience. I know we talked about no experience is okay, but we've got to make sure that that when you do lend this out, that the person borrowing it can actually complete the job and task at hand, or be surrounded with others that can help. The ICF form, intake criteria form, is what you give us is what you get. So it can always be changed as you expand your business, expand your horizons. But if you tell us you want to be in Danville, Illinois, then whatever comes through Danville, Illinois, that's what you're going to get, or the surrounding area within a certain radius. We'd like to give you all of Illinois, but if it's not important to you, then we'll be very specific. So based on that criteria form, is what you see is what you get.
Okay, I know you're giving us a quick Rev overview, and there's a lot of information you're giving us, Ray, but is there some place where people can go to get more detailed information about this and to, at their own pace, read about things and learn about REVitalize Investment?
Yes, they go out to revinvestor.com //FAQ, and they'll answer a lot of the questions.
// yeah. Is it
okay,
// FAQS?
FAQS, go out there, provide more information. Yeah. You also have the ability to fill out an ICF form to experience that, what that looks like, and how you get your information.
And they can just go directly to revinvestor.com and search around on it. There's all kinds of information. I've been there, and there's extensive detailed information that they can access. Okay, great.
Why become a Rev member? As I mentioned earlier, we have seller relationships with all the various product models that you're familiar with, the NPNs, non-performing notes, REOs, PNs, performing notes. And we get updates every week, every other week, depending on the seller. I'll give a real good example, being today is in April, we just got a list of 200, 300 properties yesterday. So people that are members will get those access to those based in their area, and they may make decisions from there and keep on moving forward. On the direct funding, again, I emphasize this because in the marketplace that I understand, and the people I've worked with and talked to, and over the last number of years, going back 17, 18 years, the money is available. It's asset-based. And I know a lot of companies out there advertise asset-based, but once you get in front of them, it changes. Then it becomes about you and not necessarily the property. And the difference is between them and us is that we are investing. A lot of times they're not investing. If they were at one time, they're not anymore. So the market changes. The ebb and flow of the trends is what we keep aware of and keep abreast of. Great.
So can you summarize everything really quickly? I know we've taken up some time from people, but let's summarize everything for them, shall we?
In 3 simple steps is access to continuous flow of property, is direct funding against asset base, and is speed to market. Make more money quicker. If we can help you do that, your business flourishes and grows.
Okay, so the properties are highly discounted and off market, correct?
Correct.
The funding is not a long, drawn-out process and is based on the assets or the properties themselves. That's correct?
Correct, yes.
And the whole process takes less time than investing in property the conventional way. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So why hasn't anyone ever done this before? You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is like big. This is like really big for people.
I think there are a lot of people out there, sellers, a lot of funders out there. one of the things we try to accomplish as being an investor and building this for investors is to bring both those elements under one roof.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of amazing things we're working on to even take that another couple steps up. So, and that's really why they haven't done it, because some people are real good at selling products, some people are good at funding product, but when you put them both together, they're not doing both, and we're doing both because we've done both.
So now what? So what should our audience do now?
Today, they should go out to www.REVinvestor.com,
Yep.
sign up, or at the same time, get the information you're looking for to answer your questions.
Yep.
There's a toll-free number up there you can call, and we'll answer those questions via one of our staff here, and we'll help you along in the process itself.
Great, great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Ray. I know we're out of time, and I thank all of you for tuning in today and learning a little bit about Rev. Speaking for myself, I know this is a groundbreaking platform that works. It really works, and it's different than anything else that's out there right now or anything I've seen in today's market. If this is an amazing opportunity, and it's available to investors just like you. So please take a couple of minutes to visit our website at www.REVinvestor.com. Give us your contact information, and we will take you on this fast path to success. The real estate revolution is here. We thank you so much. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.